Okay, so optimizing your web page. We talked about this a little bit before. You're going to be, if you look at it at the granular page level, you're going to be generating pages, delivering pages, and there will be content on pages. And each of these has their own components that are impacted by and can be tuned to be highly optimized. So in page generation, you're thinking about things like how is your server underlying your page serving? How is that responding? Are there device-based accelerators for web versus mobile? Are there resources that could be used and allocated better in terms of paging algorithms and the way your applications are loaded and shared? And then resource utilization and monitoring site performance. So all of these things impact and can lead to better page generation optimization. So when you're optimizing your page, your delivery of pages, think about using things like content delivery networks. I utilized a variety of video content delivery networks when I was CIO at Real Savvy Media. I worked with them to find the right content deliverers, and I used multiple ones for different types of videos and different projects. And looking at things like the way they handle caching and bandwidth were very important, as well as, in my case, very, very important is the level of analytics and reporting they were able to provide for me, because a lot of the content that was delivered, I had to provide feedback back to advertisers that were advertising on our site as part of the projects. We had to really show results. Not only was content and video delivered, but how often were people looking at those videos, how long were they staying on live for those videos, when were they bailing out of those videos. All those kinds of things can be garnered from your reporting components. And then page content, optimizing your HTML, your SEO, your images, how they're loaded, what sizes they are they web ready? If you're loading up TIFF images on your website, they display, but they're so fat, they're going to take your performance down to a grinding halt. They have to be web ready. They have to be in a optimized JPEG form. So think about your site architecture, the types and amount of images, the sizes of those images, how your HTML is structured and loaded, all to put together an efficient page loading, but that also has a stylistic point of view. Okay, so architecture of your website. Think about your system's architecture. Again, the software, the hardware, machinery, and the tasks needed. Basically, two standard types. There's two-tier and multi-tier. The simplest, the two-tier, you got a web server and database server. They are kept separate. The web server handling your traffic, your database server obviously handling the data reads in a dynamic way, so serving up dynamic content to your web pages and your catalogs based on the need of the user at that time, not keeping all of that up on the web server. So your web server is more efficient. Also using technology like load balancing, front-ending your web server through using load balance servers and algorithms can divert certain traffic to certain web servers. So you might have all your page view requests go to a certain set of user servers, let's say a multitude of servers. But you might have a couple servers saved off to the side where all your purchasing transaction traffic goes. And they're kept separate because you want those to go through safely, securely, and not be distracted by page view requests. On the multi-tier side, you have very specific application servers. So you'll have web servers handling your traffic. You'll have application servers in the middle handling application functionality such as order management, e-catalog, and then you have your back-end databases handling your high-end catalogs, your customer CRM systems, your ERP, your supply chain systems, inventory, and all of that. Okay, so your quick two-tier user page request comes in from the left over to your web server, over to a content management server, back to the web server with the content, and then serve that request up to the user on the far left. Very simple two-tier. Multi-tier, as I described a bit, you got web servers up on top, multiple types. It could be a web server handling traffic, typically on the top. In the middle layer, you have your application level servers or web app servers handling things such as e-commerce and database and ad servers and mail traffic. And then in the back end of your multi-tier, you have your inventory, your production, your enterprise systems, and then your intranet type systems such as your HR systems. Okay, so on the web server side, I believe we mentioned some of this earlier. You have Apache and ISS as two of the top web server software that's helping you drive your traffic to your application servers. A variety of functionality is provided, handling the HTTP requests, the security of your transaction, especially big for handling authentication, username and password, and your public and private key encryption information for credit card transactions and other secure information. Very big at the e-commerce space is on the retail side is securing that information through non-display and through separate servers for what's known as PCI, Payment Card Industry Compliance. Very big in the retail and any transaction, e-commerce transaction capabilities. Other functionality, FTP, file transfer, search engine, data capture. Data capture is important. Logging all the visits, the time on site, the duration of the visit, as I mentioned before, time on video, how long was the video watched, the referral source, very important. Where did that user come from? Other applications we mentioned in other portions of this course, email, and these could be messaging emails or newsletter campaign emails, and then site management tools that actually take very, very granular statistics and metrics of page requests, conversion requests, origins, and the like. Okay, site management tools. Each web server comes with basic tools. Making sure your pages are still valid and finding orphan files and links that are no longer valid, and you can generate reports on that so you help with your cleanup and your ongoing maintenance. But there's third-party software for advanced analytics such as Core Metrics and Web Trends and Google Analytics, which is a free product but very, very powerful product. Omniture is another one. Very, very detailed, can monitor things such as marketing campaigns, their effectiveness, customer purchases, referral sites, and all of that. Dynamic page generation tools. So taking content stored in the databases and only fetching it to display to the consumer when it's needed. So product pages in catalogs are a great example of this, or when someone's looking for a certain piece of content off the home page that is then served up on a content provider site. A variety of languages and tools such as ASP, JSP, ODBC, ODBC being a database connectivity tool. The advantages, it lowers the costs, permits easy online market segmentation, and enables content management systems to be used effectively. App servers, again, or application servers, provide specific functionality. They're heavily utilized with middleware, which isolate the business logic and business applications from the web servers and the database. So in essence, a web application is a type of middleware, and it bridges the web server handling the traffic and the databases on the back end. Single function apps being replaced by integrated software tools. So there are platforms like ATG, like Venda, like WebSphere Commerce that combine all the functionality, including web traffic up front, database in the back, and the core business applications, catalog, order management, payment processing, and back-end integration. So you can get those available in one bundle today, typically very expensive and very, there's quite a bit of maintenance that goes involved with that. Well, e-commerce merchant software, core functionality, what I call core commerce. Online catalog for the display of products online. Your shopping cart, which allows you to bucket your products, review and edit, and then make the purchase. Your shopping basket might be another name. Your cart. And then the credit card processing or PayPal, Google Wallet, things like that. Different means of being able to allow the customer to buy his way, the way that they're most comfortable with. Very, very important part of the customer experience. Software packages, merchant software packages, typically integrate most of this functionality. But as you're reviewing these packages and you're building your business, you'll want to talk about how you've reviewed the functionality and the package's support for different business models. Are you a retailer? Are you a content provider? Are you a subscription business? And how do they handle those? What are the business process modeling tools? Are you able to actually model your workflow of how your process works from when a customer buys a product through how the information is then transmitted not only to the order management system, but then to your warehouse for pick, pack, and ship? And can you change some of those steps along the way through business process modeling? Is that easy to use? On the merchandising side, your business process models might take the flavor of your product pages and then showing cross-sells and upsells and being able to change those based on the needs of the buyers and the merchandisers at your business, and being able to do that through a visual site tool that can drag and drop your latest buy one, get one free or 10% off or daily deal, something like that. Then your site management and reporting. Analytics are very important, and each package should have a good suite of that. How do they handle performance and scalability as your business grows? Are they a small end system that will never grow with the projection of your business? If that's the case, you're going to have to think about how your business will scale over time, and will you want to go through a reintegration or replatforming? I've had to do that for multiple companies and projects. That's a lot of work, so keep that in mind. If you're going to do that, fine. Be aware that you'll need to staff and plan for that. Connectivity to existing business systems, your existing inventory, your warehouse system, your fulfillment systems, UPS, DHL, FedEx systems. How is your package going to integrate with those? Many do, most do, but be able to understand that. Compliance with standards. I mentioned one standard earlier, very important, PCI, which is a secure credit card transaction standard. Very important that packages have this in place and have a strategy for maintaining that and changing that as the laws change and increase. How are taxes handled? How are shipping costs handled? All of those types of things. What global and multicultural capabilities are required? Is there specific language support that is required for certain markets overseas? And then what is local tax and shipping rules? Are there shipping rules for shipping overseas and customs waivers that need to be factored in? Are there local sales tax in a municipality throughout the 48 lower United States? And how is that impacted?